You don't need a throne to act like a king. You don't need a kingdom to live with dignity. You don't need money in your pocket to hold your head high, because greatness is not about your circumstances. It's about how you respond to them. It's about the mindset you choose today. The world often tells us to wait. Wait until you have enough money. Wait until you have the right job. Wait until you feel worthy. But that waiting, it's a thief of dreams. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. To act like a king even when broke means living with confidence, discipline, and purpose. Right now, it means setting your standards high, speaking with conviction, and carrying yourself with the dignity of a leader, no matter your balance in the bank. Because acting like a king is not about wealth. It's about self-respect. It's about vision. It's about the commitment to rise above your current condition and own your future. In this speech, you will discover how to claim that power today. How to act like a king even when you feel you have nothing. Because your crown is waiting for you. Wear it proudly. There is a difference between a man's circumstances and a man's character. A king is not crowned by the size of his wealth, but by the strength of his mindset. Your bank account does not define who you are. It's just a number on a screen. What defines you is how you carry yourself when the screen reads 0. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. This is the foundation of the king's mindset. It's not enough to know better. You must become better. You see, a king understands that his current situation is only a chapter in a much bigger story. It does not write the ending. If you look around and see that you have little, or even nothing, you might be tempted to think that you are powerless. But power is not given, it is claimed. It's claimed by the attitude you choose to wear like armor. You may be broke, but you do not have to be broken. You may have empty pockets, but you do not have to have an empty spirit. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. A king does not wait for the perfect moment or perfect resources. He begins with what he has and where he is. He walks with purpose even when the path seems unclear. Your mindset is your throne. If your thoughts are noble, your actions will follow. If your mindset is regal, your decisions will carry weight. The king carries himself with confidence because he understands his value is not measured in dollars, but in discipline and determination. You might feel small in your current circumstances. That's natural. But a king thinks bigger than his surroundings. He sees beyond the present hardship. He looks forward, imagining the life he will build. And that vision fuels his mindset. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. The king's mindset is built daily through small choices, quiet moments of reflection, and steady action. If you want to act like a king, you must first think like a king. You must tell yourself, I am worthy of success. I am capable of greatness. I am not defined by what I lack, but by what I'm willing to build. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Acting like a king is a practice of the mind. It's a commitment to rise above your fears, doubts, and setbacks. It's the refusal to let your current status dictate your future. When you think like a king, you don't see poverty. You see opportunity. You don't see lack. You see the chance to create. You don't see limitation. You see possibility. Start today. Stand taller. Speak with purpose. Carry yourself like the royalty you are, regardless of your bank account. Because kings don't wait for their kingdom. They build it. And it all begins with a mindset. There is a truth that kings understand deeply. Your life is a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. Standards are invisible rulers, guiding every choice you make. If you want to live like a king, you must first set royal standards. Standards that demand the best from you, no matter where you start. You may feel broke now, but your standards don't have to be broke. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. Now, that plan begins with your standards, your expectations of who you will be and how you will live. It's easy to lower your standards when life feels hard. Easy to settle for less when you believe less is all you deserve. But the king knows better. He knows that poor standards lead to poor results. And high standards, even in the smallest things, lead to greatness. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Setting royal standards means choosing discipline over comfort. Even when comfort feels like the safer path, it means honoring your word to yourself. If you say you will wake up early, you do it. If you say you will work on your skills, you do it. If you say you will treat others with respect, you do it. These small actions become the foundation of a life worth living. When you have nothing, your standards become your currency. The way you treat your body, your mind, and your time speaks volumes about your future. Kings do not cheat themselves by allowing excuses or shortcuts. They understand that greatness comes from doing the right things, even when no one is watching. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Building habits around high standards creates momentum. Momentum that propels you toward your throne, one step at a time. You don't have to wait until you're rich to act like a king. You simply have to decide to respect yourself now, to expect excellence from your own efforts, to refuse to settle for mediocrity, because the size of your life will always be in direct proportion to the size of your standards. Success is something you attract by the person you become. When you raise your standards, you raise your life, you attract better opportunities, better people, and better results. But raising your standards is not a one-time event. It's a daily decision, a choice you make with every action. Start by examining where you have allowed your standards to slip. Are you late? Do you procrastinate? Are you careless with your words or your health? Begin there. Change those small things. Respect yourself in those small things. And you will be surprised how quickly your life begins to change. Remember, a king is not measured by his wealth, but by his integrity. Raise your standards, even if you have nothing. Act like a king in how you show up each day, because your standards will carry you from broke to breakthrough. And that's how you build a kingdom. One disciplined choice at a time. It's easy to look at a man's wallet and think you understand his story. It's easy to believe that money is the final word on success, on character, on worth. But that is a shallow view. Money comes and goes. It's as fickle as the wind. Your bank balance is just a number. Fleeting, changing, often beyond your control. But your behavior, that is who you truly are. Character isn't something you were born with and can't change, like your fingerprints. It's something you weren't born with and must take responsibility for forming. A behavior is the language of your soul. It's the actions you take when no one else is watching. It's how you respond to challenges, how you treat people who cannot repay you, how you carry yourself when the world seems against you. If you want to act like a king, you must understand that your actions matter far more than your money. Because money, when it comes without character, will be lost. It will slip through your fingers like sand. But behavior, good habits, discipline, integrity, once built, become the fortress that holds your kingdom together. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Every day you have a choice. You can choose behavior that lifts you up, that reflects the royalty within you. Or you can choose behavior that drags you down. That reflects poverty of mind and spirit. A king never lets his current financial status dictate how he acts. He does not whine about his lack. He does not blame others for his condition. He accepts responsibility. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. He understands that his behavior is the only thing he can control, and it is enough. It is more than enough. You see, behavior is the silent signal to the universe. It tells life an opportunity. I am ready. If your behavior is lazy, undisciplined, and careless, the universe will respond accordingly. If your behavior is committed, consistent, and honorable, doors will begin to open. Even if your bank account is empty, motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Your habits, your repeated behaviors shape your destiny. Think about that. Are your daily actions building a life of respect and success? Or are they feeding the very poverty you want to escape? A king invests in his behavior. He shows up on time, even when he feels like staying in bed. He speaks kindly, even when anger bubbles beneath the surface. He works hard, even when no one is watching, because he knows the future is won in these quiet moments. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The truth is, many wait to have money before they act like kings. They wait for the perfect job, the perfect opportunity, the perfect amount in their account. And while they wait, time slips away. Meanwhile, the king acts now. He acts in faith that his behavior today will create his kingdom tomorrow. You don't have to wait to act like a king. You don't need wealth to walk with dignity, to speak with confidence, to serve with kindness. If you want to be a leader who attracts quality people, the key is to become a person of quality yourself. Your behavior sets the tone for how others treat you, and more importantly, how you treat yourself. When you act with integrity, you build self-respect. When you act with discipline, you build momentum. When you act with generosity, you attract goodwill. A king understands this deeply. He knows his actions are the foundation of his future kingdom. Money can be taken away, lost in business, spent carelessly. But your character, your behavior, your habits, they stay with you. They become your legacy. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So, how are you behaving today? Are you acting like the king you want to become? Are your actions aligned with the vision you hold for your life? Or are you allowing temporary lack to dictate permanent behavior? The kingdom you want starts with the man you are being right now. Right now, choose to act like a king. Choose to speak like one. Choose to live with purpose, even if your pockets are empty, because behavior over bank balance, that is the key to lasting success. That is the secret every king knows. You may be broke today, but your actions can make you wealthy beyond measure tomorrow. Act accordingly. Vision is a powerful thing. It is the unseen picture you carry in your mind's eye. It is the silent force that shapes your future, even when the present looks uncertain. A king does not wait for his throne to appear before he carries himself like royalty. No, he sees that throne long before it is his. He imagines the crown resting on his head, the weight of responsibility and honor long before it is placed there. Vision is the starting point of all achievement. Without it, you drift aimlessly through life, like a ship caught in the currents without a rudder. You wander, hoping to stumble on fortune or success. But the truth is, success does not come to the wandering man. It comes to the man with vision. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. Before you can build your kingdom, you must first see it clearly in your mind. You must paint the picture of your future in vibrant detail. If you want to be a king, you must first see yourself as one. You must imagine the habits you'll form, the choices you'll make, the discipline you'll develop. Vision is more than daydreaming. It is a deep commitment to a future self who acts differently today. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Too many people live without vision. They accept the circumstances handed to them. They wait for life to happen to them, rather than making life happen for them. But a king designs his own life plan. He doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He doesn't wait for approval or permission. He sees what can be and works toward it step by step. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. Vision is the fuel that ignites ambition. It turns the struggles of today into the stepping stones for tomorrow. When you see your throne, you find purpose in your efforts. You find meaning in your sacrifices. Sometimes, the throne you envision seems far away, so far that the distance feels impossible to cross. You wonder if you have what it takes. But kings do not let distance discourage them. They remind themselves that every great journey begins with a single step. and each step forward brings the throne closer. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. The throne is not just about wealth or status. It's about becoming the kind of person worthy of it. Your vision must include the qualities you need to develop: the patience, the discipline, the integrity, the courage. It's easy to desire success, but hard to desire the work it demands. Yet a king embraces the work. He understands that the throne belongs to those who earn it with character and persistence. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. Your vision is the beacon that guides you through uncertainty and setbacks. When the path is dark and obstacles rise, your vision keeps you moving forward. Where others see barriers, you see opportunity. Where others see failure, you see lessons. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The future you envision is not a fantasy. It is a commitment. A commitment to growth, to learning, to action. It is a promise to yourself that you will not settle for less than your best. When your vision is strong, you act with purpose. You make choices that honor the future you see. You become the person who deserves the throne. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Your habits, your repeated behaviors, are the bricks of your kingdom. Each day, each action builds the future you see in your mind. Without a clear vision, habits become aimless. With vision, habits become powerful tools for success. So, how clear is your vision? Have you painted the picture of your throne in your mind? Have you imagined the life you want in vivid detail? Have you committed to becoming the person who deserves that life? If not, today is the day to start. Write down your vision. Speak it aloud. Let it inspire you every morning. Carry it with you through every challenge. Because the throne you want begins with the vision you hold. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. See your throne before you own it. Carry yourself like a king now. Act with the dignity and discipline of the man who will sit on that throne one day. That is the power of vision. And that is the secret to real achievement. A king's throne is more than a seat. It's a symbol of responsibility. It's a call to build something that lasts beyond himself. Creating your kingdom means building a life of value, a life that touches others, a life that influences and inspires. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude, be kind, but not weak, be bold, but not a bully, be thoughtful, but not lazy, be humble, but not timid, be proud, but not arrogant, have humor, but without folly. Your kingdom is your legacy. It's what you build with your time, your effort, and your heart. When you act like a king, even if you're broke, you start creating that legacy. It begins with a mindset of value. Ask yourself, what value can I bring to the world today? How can I serve others even when I feel I have nothing to give? Value is not about money. It's about contribution. It's about making a difference. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better. People who raise your standards and challenge you to grow. A kingdom is not built alone. It requires allies, friends, mentors, people who believe in your vision. Influence is the power to impact those around you. It's earned by living with integrity and authenticity. People follow kings who lead by example. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Your influence grows as you grow, as you commit to learning, to improving, to serving. And impact is the lasting effect of your actions. It's the change you bring to your family, your community, your world. When you build your kingdom, you build a life that matters, one that inspires others to act. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. So, what kind of king will you be? One who hoards power and lives for himself, or one who creates value, influences others, and leaves a positive impact? The choice is yours. Begin today. Act like a king in your mindset, your standards, your actions. Build your kingdom one day at a time, because true royalty is not in wealth or title. It's in the life you build, the legacy you leave, and the difference you make. The more you care, the stronger you can be. Remember, kings don't wait for perfect conditions. They build anyway. They create their future with purpose and passion. That's how kingdoms are made. Remember, acting like a king isn't about what's in your bank account. It's about the mindset you choose, the standards you live by, and the legacy you build. Start today. Carry yourself with dignity, purpose, and courage. Your kingdom awaits. Make it great.